It's Be Savage, and I'm going to review Saviland's gel paint. This gel paint kit comes with 12 gel paints and 3 brushes. I'm going to show you what each color looks like. The gel paints come in blue, white, black, gold, yellow, purple, red, brown, light pink, silver, green, and dark pink. This gel paint is very, very thick. The consistency of this gel paint is something I have never seen before, but I'm willing to give it a try. This consistency is way different than the Young Nails paints I'm used to using. This gel paint, I'm actually having to use quite a bit of force to even get my brush in it. I wanted to compare these pinks, so I set them side by side just to see what the color difference was. So I'm gonna start off by putting down the base color for my pinky and my ring finger. I do 2 coats. I put each one in the light for 60 seconds. On this channel, I do anything nails, and I like to include a little positivity. So if that's something you're into, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of my uploads. This week's little positivity is a quote I found. It says, "Just remember to always be yourself, and don't be afraid to speak your mind or to dream out loud." The most important part of this quote is to always be yourself. Now I'm applying a coat of base coat just because if I do make any mistakes with the gel paint, it'll be easy to remove. By the way, I want you guys to know I really do read the comments. So because Penny likes to see hand-drawn nail art, and because Shanera said she hadn't seen a micro carving review, I figured why not put those two together for this video. So don't be afraid to let me know what you want to see in the comments. I first start off by trimming up my brush. This brush was a little thick for the fine lines I wanted, so this is an easy way to get what you need from brushes you already have at home. There are definitely some pros and cons to using this gel kit. So one of the good things about this gel kit is that you can have a thicker and more pronounced line. So it's a little raised, which is nice because it adds some detail. But one of the issues I really found with this gel is that it's thick to the point where it doesn't want to move sometimes. I could literally saturate my entire brush with it, and it would still be me taking these little itty bitty strokes to get that straight line down the middle or down the side of the nail. Now, I'm still a beginner to gel paints, but I did notice what I liked is the small strokes don't really bother you because that's kind of how you build up to making those long straight lines. So that part isn't really a big deal. But because of the consistency and you having to take these small strokes, it made it a little bit of a challenge to actually get the same thickness throughout that long straight line. So this gel paint didn't really work for what I was trying to do. Another thing with this gel paint is if you wanted to make dots or anything like that, it stretches almost like spider gel. So you could never really get like the perfect dot shape either. But what I did really like this gel for was you can layer the gels on top of each other and they really stand out because of that same consistency. So at this point, I'm still just taking those small strokes down the nail to be able to get this cute little Aztec print. So one thing I did notice through my little line work journey is that having a stabilized pinky is super important. I didn't know my pinky was so important until I was trying to get these straight lines. One thing you can do is either rest your pinky on the table or on the hand of your client. That way you're able to ensure that your lines are still straight. While I am using this gel paint, I am not curing in the light between these lines. Interestingly, this gel paint is so thick you don't have to worry about it moving, which is a huge pro. Then I wanted to make a curved shape right around the cuticle area to do a little bit more line work. I used some dots to be able to map out exactly where I wanted the line to go. Not that that helped completely, because this was still a little bit of a challenge, trying to get that line to look just how I want it to look. Unlike the first one, I did cure in between lines on this one, just because it took me a little while to get that curve the way I wanted it, and I didn't want it to get messed up. So when I did cure, I cured for 10 seconds just to flash it into place. In this section, I used the smaller detailing brush to make sure that I could get really fine lines in this area. Another really good thing about these gels is that they are opaque. So you don't have to worry about the color kind of getting thin or anything like that. Due to the consistency, they're going to show up really, really nice on top of whatever color you put underneath them. Now I begin to work on my butterfly. This is the same brush I used when I started doing the print on the other two nails. I wanted the butterfly to be on two nails, which is my index and my middle finger. I tried to make them as symmetrical as possible. Make sure that if you are doing any kind of line work or drawing a butterfly, that you do have some kind of reference. I print mine out and put them on my table so that I'm able to see them. I do make tweaks and changes to my liking, but I make sure that I have a reference. So I'm still using those small short strokes to be able to create the wing. Also, as you can see, I have my pinky stabilized on top of my finger, and I was able to go ahead and get these wings exactly how I like, using very little pressure to move that gel. This was my first time drawing a butterfly like this on my nails. I usually use like decals and stickers to get out of actually having to draw it myself, but I was very proud of myself for how this came out. So make sure that you push yourselves, because you might be surprised what you can do. I continuously found myself holding my nails together, really trying to achieve that symmetry. So I'm not gonna lie, by this point I am getting frustrated with the short strokes, and I am beginning to miss my other gel paints. Although it does take me some time, once I go ahead and created the outline of the wings, I cured it for 10 seconds and then went back in with that red and filled in the wings. So this gel paint kit definitely says you can use the gel paints as like your normal gel polish. I do not believe that at all, because as I was filling in the wings, I realized like this would be way too thick to be your gel polish. This is what it looked like before I started adding the details. I went back with that same striper brush. I put some of the black gel paint on it and began to trace around the butterfly. By the way, I will be planning a giveaway soon, so if there's something that you'd really like to see in that giveaway, go ahead and make sure to leave it in the comment section below. Then I begin to add the details inside the wings. Then I did it for both nails. The last thing I wanted to do was add a little bit of white for a little detail, and then I'm going to use a sugaring effect to sprinkle some glitter on top. Make sure that before you sprinkle the glitter on that your gel paint is still wet. This is the glitter I ordered off of Etsy. I used this dip tray to pour my glitter right on top of that wet white gel paint. I tap off the excess, stick it in the light for 60 seconds. I bring it out of the lamp, make sure to top coat all of my nails, and this is what the set ended up looking like. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next video.